Anja, hello and welcome.
Hello.
Super happy to have you here. It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to see you.
Super excited to be here. Doing things with Impact is always such a great thing. So super happy to be here.
Amazing. So basically, we're topic of the day. It's marketing, but marketing for startups. So. And as you know, as most of things in startups, marketing one a huge chunk and a big area and a very important area, but it's also kind of like of which marketing you should do. So are you putting a billboards on? Are you doing flyers? Are you hitting your users on the street, with a big shovel on the head? What are you doing to actually get to them and whatnot? So maybe since you're working with a cool, amazing startup, maybe that would be a first question intro. So how does marketing and putting in a general sense an overview for a startup look like?
Starting off with the toughest one. Okay, so first I'd say that marketing is not one thing. So marketing 2 years ago, 5 years ago, last month, next year is going to be a whole different thing. So depending on your startup, the marketing comes into play. Mm-hmm. So if you are a B2C startup, then you will market your product in one way. If you're a B2B, the other one, yeah. B2C, B2B, then you do it the other way. Mm-hmm. If you're a combo of two, which is, by the way, not something that I'd suggest, so pick one. But there are a few examples of the ones that are tapping into both, then you do both. In the past few years, we've been hearing a lot about growth. So it's not marketing anymore, it's growth, which I think depends on the stage of a company, or a startup. So if you're just starting out, you're literally using your own two hands and doing something. That something will not be very clear from the beginning. So it's doing everything, and it's sticking spaghetti on the wall and seeing what fits and what sticks. That's what you do. And of course, you don't have any budget or very little budget in the beginning, because usually marketing is the one that are spending the money, not bringing the money or revenue. So it's really tough in the beginning, but as you go and as you figure out what works or where the people are, which is one of the biggest questions, but we can tackle that afterwards, you're on the right path. So that's like the first part of answering this question.
Amazing. Yeah. Thank you. And now speaking of, as you said, the marketing is a big and very different area depending when are you tackling it, in which stage you are tackling it, what you're doing with it. And there's always some misconception, right? So basically what you're saying is for somebody, maybe doing paid PR articles is a way to go, but for, another case in our startup, that might be a completely off thing to do, or you don't need that in that sense. As you said, having B2B, having B2C side, different perspectives. And from your experience, what would you say, what's the right marketing mix, or where should you go? Again, speaking in a general terms, depends on many factors, but where are people now? So what you're trying to achieve there?
People are everywhere.
Yeah.
And they will be even more everywhere. Now we're seeing, new social media coming up almost yearly, or, new apps coming in, new software coming in, new communities being developed every day. So now it's not just relevant to be present on a social media channel. Now you need a community of your own. And you need to build that next to your own channels, next to external channels, next to but the main question is not necessarily where your people are, but how and when and where are people most likely to engage with your brand, because your user or potential user is everywhere. They're on Instagram, on Twitter, on TikTok, on LinkedIn, on Snapchat, Vine, all of the other things, but are they more likely to engage with your brand on Twitter or on LinkedIn? And that is one of the most important questions to ask. Where are they? They're everywhere. Where are they most likely to engage with you? Because if you are a very serious, legal heavy or finance heavy B2B product, the likeliness of your users signing up for a demo on Instagram are very low. So you will probably focus your efforts elsewhere on Facebook or LinkedIn or even your own blog or content production channel. So yeah, there you have it.
Perfect. Thank you.